winter day, first day of winter. David is going to take out the kitchen compost. Actually, I'm not sure where he's going. But anyway, here's where we have David. Okay. Wow, can you see it? The wind is blowing the snow and kind of swirling it all around. It's almost like we're having snow. It's snowing again, but at the same time it's sunshiny. So anyway, it's super cold out here. Oh my gosh. I won't be outside here very long. It's probably 16 degrees, something like that. And then with the wind chill, it's coming from the northeast, which is always the coldest. That makes it, gosh, down into the single digits Fahrenheit, that is, maybe even 0 degrees. Anyway, what I noticed is the birds are loving having a tray of seed out here, as well as the hanging bird feeder. But of course, they scattered as soon as I came out here. I'm just going out now to my little building, which I've named Grace, because it feels like being in my little building is graceful, grace-filled. Wow, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh, wow. Well, winter definitely has its beauty, even if it's hard to endure. Feeling though cold, cold, cold. Okay, so anyway, I had to dig out this pathway here. And this is probably one of our colder, more snowy winters. And I think in a couple days it's forecasted to go up above freezing and melt, completely melt. Anyway, so here I am. I'll just pause here to talk a little bit about the steps. I was worried about the steps being too slippery, so I bought these strips that are kind of rough on the top, and they're supposed to, help you not slip. Problem is they didn't stick very well. Now, 2 of them have already come off, and several of them are ready to come off, so I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that. Might build a handrail up here because when it's very slippery. Let's just pan around here, standing on the porch. Now the beautiful willow tree has now lost all her leaves, and just those lovely branches still sway beautifully. It's a magnificent willow tree. And then back towards the house. And I'm getting so cold I'm going to have to go in here. Yeah. But so beautiful in the sun. It's wonderful to have, oh, look at that. So all the snow on the trees, snow's being blown down by the winds. Okay, now I'm going inside. Kind of backing out of my shoes so I can keep the wet shoes out there and into my cozy space. Probably the number one question people ask me is, am I warm enough? Yes, I have been warm enough in here. I do have an electric space heater, and at this is probably the coldest time of the year, and it's enough. Sometimes it feels like it's barely enough. Right now the temperature in here is 54 degrees. I'm still bundled up. I'm not actually going to be spending much time in here, so I have the heater set on a kind of a low setting so that it doesn't get below 50. And then when I come in here to spend more time, I will turn it up. And I like to keep it at least 60. And then I discovered these down booties because with my building, I have a tall building, so the floor is probably the temperature down here on the floor is quite a bit less. So my feet feel cold, lower legs. So I just put on those booties and then I feel toasty warm. They have their place. Yeah, so after all that work that I did in the last numbers of months, when I finally kind of moved in and started living in here, it was really nice to just say, okay, I'm just living in this space. I'm not building anymore. I'm not, upgrading everything. I mean, just kind of take a break and live in it and see what it feels like to live here. And so, oh, that's interesting. Look, that's the reflection of that little window toward the south where the sun is shining in. It's now reflecting here. So I don't live here 100%, meaning I don't live every aspect of my life in this space. I am still kind of straddling living partially in the main house and the studio in the main house, because that's where I work. So in this space, I'm definitely sleeping here every night. And I spend quiet time in here, meditative time. I also eat in here some of my meals. I'm not doing a lot of cooking yet in here. There's a lot of different questions for me about, it's not really questions. It's like I wanted to live in the space in a way partially finished so that I could feel into how I want to develop it, like how much more additions do I need to make or adjustments from actually living in the space rather than coming completely from kind of my imagination. Ooh, I'm going to just go out here to this window and there's David walking back from the compost pile. Oh, he bravely trudged out there in the deep snow, taking out all the vegetable scraps from cooking. Yeah, so anyway, just to wrap up here, just thought it would be fun to do another little video about how it's going in this space. I absolutely love it. And one of my most favorite things is the swivel swing, which is, like you could kind of see that all that fabric is really like a big sling. So that kind of like a hammock where you can get inside of it. And then I've also included the green parts are like straps with handles. And wow, it's one of the most wonderful things to come in here in the evening and take it down. So right now it's kind of pulled over to the side. And then I unhook it and I let it hang down from that center hardware hanging point, and it hangs down into the middle of the space. And again, this isn't it's not like a vigorous swing where I'm making wildly big movements. It's really, I don't know, it's hard to describe. There's so many different ways that I work with it and play with it and explore with it, and it just has been one of the most wonderful new parts of my life to have this tool or support. And it's very healing. It's very fun and playful. And it allows me to go into, unknown territories in my body and in my sounds. And yeah, so words don't really do it justice, but I'm kind of mesmerized again by, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see it, but the wind is like whipping off the snow and whirling it around and flinging it down, and it's just amazing outside. Yeah. Ooh, Oh, look at that, blowing it off that house. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not a very big outdoor person in the cold climates. I can't really handle being out there. Like a lot of people like to go skiing and all that, but it is incredibly beautiful, isn't it? All right. Thanks for listening and watching, and blessings to you.